So this is a follow-up to my video about these mystery baseplate holders. To solve the question of what they are for, I ordered the two movements the Baumgartner movements that I've determined that they are for. And these are in watches. One is a stopwatch. The other is seems like a lady's watch. There were some good theories about holding what the movement holders are for, but nothing completely made sense to me as a definitive answer. So it makes sense to me to take apart a movement, place it on there, and figure it out from that. This is supposed to be a Cow 896. So Baumgartner, the maker of these movements, made, I think, relatively inexpensive movements. This is a Racine Super Select. Anacar is Racine spelled backwards, and the Racine family goes back to like the 1700s. There was someone in the family later on who wanted to use the name, but they couldn't because it was used by others. So the Anacar founders in the early 1900s flipped it around, E-N-I-C-A-R. So Anacar is the same family. But the let's see, how do we go here? Usually this whole movement will probably just lift out. Yeah. Okay. I thought I wound this, but maybe not. It's got the hands on it. I'm not going to be particularly careful with this, because if it doesn't work, it already has very little value, but if it doesn't work, it has even less value. Of course, I could try to make it work, but it probably just hasn't been worn for a long time. Looks like it works. Even though this is a Baumgartner, it says Buler Watch LTD on the movement. But here we see the Baumgartner logo, BF, Baumgartner Frères, just Baumgartner Brothers. And the caliber number 896. It's always fun to look at these. I guess I need a movement holder. When I thought about this video, I was like, I'll just get those movements and check them out. And I didn't really think about the fact that I have to disassemble the movement to get it on the plate. And how that's a whole thing in itself. That probably nobody really wants to watch. And I probably don't really want to do. But that's the joy of watchmaking. Okay, so the barrel is directly driving the minute-hand wheel. So these gears, this is directly driving the minute hand, and this is the hour hand. And so they're both mounted on top of the barrel, but there has to be some gear somewhere that's dividing that by 12. In any case, that's exciting. Now, I've got it safe so nothing's going to fall off if I flip it over. We could already start to look at all these holes and see if they align with the plate holder. But I should flip it over and let the power out, right? This is one thing I love about quote unquote watchmaking, which is just solving mysteries. Or actually what I was going to say is following little things down paths that, like, there's so many millions of, the history of watchmaking is so big that it's really difficult to know where to look. So it's like, just let these circumstances dictate where you look, and you learn something interesting everywhere you look. But would I buy a watch with a Baumgartner Brothers Cal 896 under normal circumstances? No. But I want to know what that plate does. Now, when this plate comes off, the train of wheels is going to fall all over the place. Shouldn't be a problem. There's our wheel train. 4, 3, 4, 3. This is that strange thing because it's like 2 and 1 are both built into the barrel. I don't get that. What? Oh wait, there's one. Okay, there's one attached to the plate here. Okay, let's try to put this back together because I want to understand. So the one that came off goes where? What the heck? That's like the center of the movement. There's a center. Okay, there it is. So I want to pull this wheel off and put it where it belongs so we can try to understand this gear train. So this is not jeweled, but it should still pop out of there. I have a special tool for that. Not small enough. Okay. Now remember, there's nothing actually, okay, that's the fourth wheel, third wheel, second wheel, first wheel. Okay, so the thing that's interesting about this movement is that the four, three, two, so escape, 4, 3, 2, 1, and two has the minute. 2 is going to be the minutes, and 2 is driving. See, what I can't figure out is these two gears in the barrel, one is minutes and one is hours. So there's something, we'll have to pull the barrel up next. But basically, this doesn't have a second hand. So we just need 4, 3, 2 for minutes. And then we need some kind of gear that's dividing minutes into hours, which somehow is under or inside the barrel, unless I'm an idiot, which I certainly am. But okay, so let's get these wheels out of the way. Pallet fork. Okay, what is going on here, guys? Hours and minutes are built into the barrel. How is that possible? I'll just point out, though, that is what it is. The Baumgartner brothers figured out something interesting. Is it simply the size of those wheels? No. Yeah, it could be. No. It can't be a factor of 12 difference in there. But the other thing is, there's a hint here because, let's see what happens here. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is look at what happens when I turn the setting gear. See, winding, setting is turning that. Okay, so I have an idea. And winding is turning nothing because we've removed the, see, winding was done through this, you know, the clutch wheel and all that on top of the movement. So that's gone. Pull out to setting. Setting is rotating the wider gear on the barrel. You can see that right there. So if we flip this barrel over on its own, clear the deck, and then look at what happens when we, I kind of need to fix the bottom of this somehow. But basically, do those gears, they just turn together. That's all they do. You can tell just by the dirt on that bottom gear doesn't move in relation to the top gear. So somehow we have that the 12-to-1 gear ratio is This just sits on a pin. Yeah, okay, so that's it. It's not that complicated. The cannon pinion. Okay, so that, no, that's not right. It's this. This is how this essentially the hour wheel is on the left there, which drives the hour hand, and the minute wheel is on top of the barrel. And the minute wheel, the ratio between these gears multiplies up to 12. I think it's probably 6 and 2. I think that the gear ratio here is probably 2, and the gear ratio there is probably 6. That's how you get 12. But that's basically, that's it. The minute wheel is the top of the barrel. And that's their great cost-cutting invention. Oh, I don't know that they invented it. All right. So we're finally at the level of base plate on the mystery tool. And I can hardly wait. I probably have to remove the keyless works, but I'm too excited to wait. Okay. I think I got it. Okay. There you go. I still don't know. Still don't know why. But we're a step closer. So is the keyless works in the way? Not really. Could be though. Here you can see why this was a little bit hard to put on. This is the other bent one that I fixed. There's another bent one here. It's not as flat as it should be, but we're now in a position where we can put the other plate on and see what those pins would do for us. Now, the balance in this area, okay. You know, this one, this pin is of particular interest to me because it's got this cutout in it. Does this whole thing help you place? Ah, I think I know what it is. I think it's to hold. I think I got it. Does anybody else? Now's your chance, last chance before I reveal the purpose of this. So maybe you already know, but basically I just got it. And it's brilliant, and I never thought of that. Here it comes. And then I'll test my theory, see if I'm an idiot. I think it's to help you, you know, when you're trying to put the train of wheels into a movement, they're falling all over the place. This is to help you do that quickly by providing these little pedestals for the gears to sit on so that they're all lined up properly. So when you place this plate, it goes right on and you don't break a pivot. So the only thing is, I think it'll work with the keyless works in there, but it technically that shouldn't be there right now. Should we remove that? Yeah, I'll remove it just to be, but then, because this gave me a hint that this shelf is to hold either the edge of a gear or the edge of a pinion, edge of a wheel or edge of a pinion. And then all these other little pedestals are just doing the same thing. They're going to hold each of the train of wheels flat while the top plate is inserted. And that would have been a manual process. A watchmaker would have done that themselves, or a person on the assembly line, but they would just be sick of trying to balance trying to do that without some help. So that's also why the holes are in the movement. They're just so those pins can come through for the assembly. That is, I can test that right now. Let's take off the keyless works. So that's all fitted. Now, I need to place the train of wheels. So we'll start with the barrel. That has to go in at a slight angle here, like that. And then it also has to fit down into the bushing. Okay, so here's the test of the theory. This gives us a better idea of where this guy has to go low. The weird thing is that pin, so that pin is wrong. I don't know why. This is sticking up too high. But clearly my theory was correct. Even down to this little shelf being there to support something. It's to support this. Mystery solved. I guess the only thing I can do is try to figure out how, if this pin can be hammered down, why it's not. Before doing that, let's try this one more time. See, what's happening is that one is actually in the way. So that pin is not helping us at all. It's making it impossible to assemble the watch. But otherwise, they are doing their jobs. So then you would, let's leave the leave the pallet fork out of it and this, and just see what happens if I try to place the bridge with the train of wheels set up like that. Is that correct, or am I totally off here? Yikes. Okay. Okay. It's still not easy, but that is the, that's what that's about. Now, so you can see the train of wheels now is, are they free to move? Oh no, they're not free to move because they're getting caught on the pedestals. They won't be free to move until it's lifted off of the jig. Okay, well I gotta do that. Okay, so after you've placed the train of wheels, you pop it off, and voila. The perfect placement. And there's the holes, and that's why they're there. That was super interesting. I'm so psyched. And Federhouse, the guy that, the Ricardo seller that gave me these, I'm just so pleased. That was such an interesting experience. I really don't have to do the stopwatch. I am going to rebuild the movement, but also I realized that that pin that was too high is probably, when I was straightening it, it probably pulled up, or let's say that might have happened. So I want to try to tap it back down and see if that's what happened or not. Yeah, you can set the level like that. So, oh, where's, oh, there it is. Now I think that is still a little bit too high, just a hair. I also think that's too low, which is interesting. But also this is old, you know, 60-year-old thing that's been mistreated, so don't think it's a huge surprise. It's not perfect. So I might as well. I know how to do this from the last time, so I might as well do it again. Okay, so that's the whole train put back together. On top of those pedestals. And frankly, I just can't imagine. I think that this movement, it'd be impossible to assemble this without that. Oh boy. I got all of them except for this guy. Oh boy. I think I got it. Oh, that was hard. Oh, it was insane. Holy crap. Okay, so I should be able to release this now. And then the train should move freely, except for it's going to bind on the pallet fork. Okay. All right, Dorothy. That's it. The Dorothee Buler Baumgartner Brothers Cal 896 was a great learning experience. All right, so I don't think it would have been possible to put that Cal 896 together without this tool. So it's interesting. Watch out for movements that have a bunch of extra holes that they don't need, because they might have required a jig like this to build them. And in the meantime, I hope you learned something. I certainly did. Thanks for watching.